Good day everyone, my name is Sir Olan Ingreso, 20 years of age, living in Sitio Malasbalas, Barangay Lumbangan, Mabinay, Negros Oriental. So, I am studying the course of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino, and I'm now in 3rd year. So, to know more about me, let's watch this video.
Being the youngest son in my family, these are my hobbies.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
Okay, so after knowing myself, I'm going to introduce to you our topic for today. So, our topic for today is Philippine Basic Education Curriculum for Secondary Level. But before that, let's first know the meaning of education, or the role of education on students. So, education is vital in almost every part of the world. So, though every country has its education system, most nations would have a similar concept or equivalent qualification. So, the education system in the Philippines is different as it adopted a combination of influences from its colonial history. So, we know that Philippines goes through a lot of invasion or colonialism. So the lessons that we get from the colonialism period is we apply to the education system here in the Philippines. For example, the American colonization. So all the lessons that gained from that experience or from that history is it is also applied in the present history, or I mean all the lessons that we learned from the history is taught by this generation. So the education system in the Philippines has been greatly influenced by the colonization of Malaysia, China, Spain, and America. So as I said lately, all the lessons that were gained from the colonialism period were gathered, and all the happenings in the past is written in the book. So all the happenings in the past, including those people who sacrificed their lives just to protect the country, is written in the book. And those people who sacrificed their lives, we call them as a hero of the country. For example, Dr. Rizal, he sacrificed his life for the sake of the Filipino future. So all those happenings are written in the book, and that book is used by some of the educational system in the Philippines as one of their subject to be taught to their students. Okay, so the education in the Philippines is highly based on the American schooling system. So the Department of Education, or what we call DepEd, is the agency of the Philippine government who holds and has under control of the junior high school or below that gives mandate to the Philippine education system, whether private or public schools. They are the one who handle the education in the Philippines. And the DepEd sets the dates and standards and implements standardized tests for public schools throughout K-12. So, meanwhile, in private schools, they tend to have more freedom in developing curricula as long as they adhere the rules that were given by the DepEd. So, private schools may also follow the rules that were given by the DepEd. So, the DepEd is the head of the Philippine education system here in the Philippines. So, the secondary education in the Philippines, or also known as high school, consists of two levels, the lower secondary or junior high school, and it is also composed of 4 grade levels: grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. So, in the new education system in the Philippines, they added 2 more years, and they call it as a K-12. Before, without K-12, the schooling system in the Philippines is very low. The quality of education here in the Philippines is very low because there are only small years of the students to come to school. So the quality of education cannot reach the standard of the international schooling system. So the curriculum is added 2 more years, now referred to as senior high school. So it is now compulsory for students to undergo senior high school, wherein the courses have 2 divisions. So the first one is the core curriculum subjects. This consists of 8 learning areas made up of 15 core courses. The second one is the track subjects. So this is further divided into applied subjects and specialization subjects. So there are 7 applied subjects and 9 specialization subjects. So the students must undergo K-12 or senior high school. They must go to that school because to make the Filipino people became knowledgeable, the Department of Education needs to find a solution. So they added 2 more years to give the students more time and more knowledge to get ready for their next step in the second school. So after the junior high school, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10, the students must undergo senior high school. So they must undergo 2 more years. So it means after grade 10, if the students reach grade 10, they are already called high school graduate. But now in the new system of the DepEd, if you finish grade 10, you cannot call yourself as a high school graduate. So you call the students who pass grade 10 as a completer. So they are not high school graduate. So after grade 10, they must undergo senior high school. So there are 2 years in senior high school, the grade 11 and grade 12. So after the students pass the grade 11 and grade 12, that's the time they are called as a high school graduate. So that's the secondary education system here in the Philippines after the upgrade of the DepEd. So before, there are only 4 years in high school or in junior high school, and after that they can already proceed to college. So there are very low quality of education as we compared to the American schooling system. So for a long time, the Philippine education is one of the shortest before. So this is the reason why DepEd added 2 more years in the schooling system of the Philippines. Because before, there are only 6 years in primary or in elementary, and there are only 4 years in secondary or high school. So very low quality of education that were given before. So that's why that's the reason why they added 2 more years to make the students be ready for their next step. So after the upgrade, the students is already capable to their next journey. They are ready to face another part of their career in their life. So the students in the Philippines is already competitive to the other regions, especially in American. So the students in the Philippines is now already capable to adapt the schooling system in America. So because the DepEd based their schooling system on the American schooling system. So since the Department of Education or DepEd added 2 more years in the schooling period of the students, so the Filipino education or the Philippine education is now reach the level of the international schooling system. So we can call the Filipino people that they are already capable enough to compete with another region to say that the Filipino people is also a highly educated people. So if you compare the level of education and the knowledge in the Philippine schooling system before and after, so we can say that there are a lot of improvement in the Philippine education system in the present. So the secondary level in the Philippine education system is very helpful for students to be ready in their next journey, because the students must undergo 2 more years, and that 2 years that is added on the schooling system is enough to make the students prepare for their next journey. So if we know the advantages of added 2 more years on the secondary level at the students' knowledge, this is very advantage to them, because there are students who wants to go abroad but their level of education is low. So after they finish senior high school, they can easily find a job outside the country or abroad, because their level of education is capable on the international standard. So there are lots of investors, there are lots of foreign people who wants to have a Filipino worker, since they know that the people in the Philippines is already capable to work at their respective company, because they know that the Filipino people is already knowledgeable enough to help them grow their businesses. So that's it. So but why these things need to be happen in the Philippines? It is said that it refers to the third stage of compulsory basic education, wherein it consists of 4 years in junior high school and 2 years in senior high school. It is needed for DepEd to increase their quality of education in the Philippines, except of students going abroad. There are another reason also. So they want to increase the knowledge of the Filipino people as to make the country better. So if there are lots of knowledgeable people in the country, of course the country will become progressive. and the knowledge of the people in the Philippines can be used to create experiments that can help the country improve. So the knowledge of the people uh, is used to create another ideas to help the country become progressive. So the knowledge that knowledge we can use that to create things that can help the Philippines. For example, um, we have our own satellite, and that satellite is made from the students in the Philippines. So because of the um, upgrade of DepEd, that they added 2 more years in the secondary level, the students is also upgraded. So their mind is already creative on doing things, to experimenting things. So let's go back to our topic. So that knowledge is very helpful for the economy of the Philippines also. So not only for the students who wants to go abroad, but for the students who wants to work inside the country also. So that's very helpful. That's the other advantages of the K-12 program by the DepEd. But if we have advantages of having an upgrade in the secondary level, we also have some of negative effect of adding 2 years in the school year of the student. Because there are some people who thinks K to 12 is just a waste of money. So instead of their students is undergoes only 4 years in secondary level, they must undergo 6 years. So it for them this is a very wasteful of money. So that's the other disadvantage of having an upgrade in the education system in the Philippines in the secondary level. So I think uh, there are more advantages of having K to 12 than disadvantages. So in the secondary curriculum in the Philippines, so in this case, the Filipino people had attended secondary level. They can gain a lot of opportunities in their life. So like acquiring necessary knowledge, skills developing that can help the nation improve, and then help to create a better society. So um, so let's summarize everything that I said in this video. Okay, so let's back on the first topic. So the first is the Philippine education system is highly based on the American schooling system. So before, there are only 4 years in high school and 6 years in elementary. So there are only 10 years in the schooling system in the Philippines. That's under college. Okay, so because of the upgrade of the DepEd, or the Department of Education, who holds the junior high school and below, they added 2 more years in the schooling system of the Filipino people. So there, instead of 10 years, it became 12 years. That's why we call this a K to 12. The K means kindergarten to grade 12. That's the meaning of K to 12. So in junior high school, there are 4 grade levels. This is grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. After the student finish grade 10, they cannot call themselves as a high school graduate, because they must undergo another 2 more years in the high school, and it is already senior high school. So after 10 years, after they pass 10 years, grade 10, I mean, they can call themselves as a completers. They are not graduate. So after they finish the 2 years in senior high school, that's the time they can call themselves as a high school graduate. So after the senior high school, it's up for them to on what next step they're going to do, if they want to work or they want to continue their school. So if they continue their school or study, they can proceed to college. That's another topic there. So that's the Philippine basic education curriculum at secondary level. And hope that you learned something. Bye!